we thank you for still staying tuned to Aloore Radio. We are transmitting from the GSM Studio Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism Agodi Secretariat here in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. And we thank you for still staying tuned to the head of Service Speaks. We are so sorry for the short break that we had. It was due to a technical issue that we thank God that it has been rectified. And we're glad to be back on air with you. And in the studios, I still have the Permanent Secretary of the Local Government Service Commission here with us. And we would want to continue on that line of thought that we were actually going on with before we had the little itch that we had. Your Honors, you were giving us the accolades of your beautiful mansion edifice that was actually intimidating.
Yes.
I would want you to just give us a wrap up on that line of thought.
Before the break, I was on the hall where I say it has a capacity between 3 to 500, which for now is the biggest accommodating hall in this secretariat. In the hall too, we have a training center, computer training center, because we believe gradually we should migrate to digital approach to management. And to minimize costs on the government purse, we've approached some of our people we have official dealings with to do some CSR for us, corporate social responsibility, and I can tell you authoritatively that one of them has given us a 10 sets of computers, which are brand new in the office over there. And by the time we move in there, we hope more of it will have come in, so we'll be able to have a computer training center, which is the direction of the future. So let me just stop that so that I don't put.
You don't blow too much of the trumpets. I can understand. So before to round off the program for today, with all that you've reeled out for us under this present administration, definitely local governments and workers, well, I believe there's no issue that they should have to complain. But at the same time, I would want you to give a word of advice to the local government workers in Oyo State with all this that they have now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, madam. Before I touch on that, I quickly want to touch on this just for a minute.
All right,
like I said one of our functions, which I probably refer secondary, is monitoring of our workers at the local government level. There is no way we can effectively monitor that 3 local government from this secretariat. But we came up with this initiative during this era of GSM, whereby it's a periodic journal of the Local Government Service Commission.
Okay.
And we've had a series of them anyway, right? We came up with this for about 6 reasons. I'll mention maybe about 3. One, as it is, it captures history. In the next 10 years, when do I have a few days in the service and where I will no longer be in service, and most of these public functionaries are no longer going to be there. If they ask, if you lay your hands on this, you will know who were the chairman in the local government when GSM was there. It captures history. They will tell you few of the achievements that was done when Governor Shebakinde was there. 1, 2, it put our workers and political functionaries on the tour. Like I said, it's periodic. So for the next edition, they should have something to showcase. In as much they must showcase something, quickly they will start to get 1 or 2 things done. And 3, not to take much of our time, it showcase achievements in Oyo State beyond Oyo State. If this is taken to America, a man from Oluyole will be able to see what has been done in his local government, while not even in Nigeria. So there are so many inherent benefits in there. That's why we do this, and to God be the glory, is a success story. Nice. So I just decided I should show this before we round up. Like you said, my advice is to local government workers is accept anyone want to be ungrateful, who have anything negative to say about this government. Your salaries, your entitlements are being paid even before due, not even as I went due. Your outstanding promotion has been given to you. Your conversion has been done, and no worker has been laid off. So what else will you say you want? Other than to be more committed, more dedicated, and more disciplined. They will tell you one thing, man. When I became PS in 2019, I tasked myself. I said, if I cannot, put it in my office, it's well written there. If I cannot make this commission better, I don't deserve this seat.
Wow.
I don't deserve it. So likewise, I think we should imbibe that as well. Wherever you find yourself in your state public and civil service, if you can make it better, you are just a chairwoman. You are just warming the chair. So there should be a value addition whenever you have opportunity to be in a position. Once again, I will advise my brothers and sisters in the local government service and by extension in the state service as well, that we should be more dedicated, we should be more committed. We are not serving government, we are serving our people, we are serving ourselves. And so when we see you from that perspective, we will know that it's service to the people, not service to government. And one day we are going to retire.
Definitely.
Yoruba do say something. So you better quickly get accustomed to being disciplined and being dedicated. So one day when you leave this job, it won't affect whatever you decide to do after retirement. Once again, Madam, I thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, actually, thank you so much for being here. All thanks to God Almighty, and all thanks to the Honorable Commissioner of the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism in person of Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun. And I also want to thank the Permanent Secretary also here that had been behind the scene and making sure that everything works well. That's in person of Mr. Oyeshola Oyedele. Sincere appreciation to him also. And I would not hesitate to thank the studio engineer that had been back and forth even with the each and everything, and to make it all work out for us today in person of DG Olawa. I appreciate all directors here present also in the studio and all staff that are with us today. And on that note, we want to wrap up today's edition of the Head of Service Speak. We have been speaking to the Permanent Secretary of the Local Government Service Commission in person of Mr. Akinfunmilayo Williams, and today's episodes have been very, very interesting. Join us again fortnight for another edition of the Head of Service Speaks, which is on the 20th of April 2023 by 1 p.m. I remain Abu Idioju. Thank you for staying tuned.